Hello and good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to Kalkine TV. I'm James Preston and it's lunchtime here in Sydney, which means it's time for the Mid-Market Pulse. In today's show, we'll take a look at the overall Australian share market performance by the mid-session trade. We'll also explore the biggest winners and losers of the day, such as Kogan, Worley and A2 Milk, and many more that have grabbed headlines so far. So without further ado, let's get started. Australian shares continued to trade higher by the mid-session amidst broad-based buying. The market sentiment was boosted by firm cues from Wall Street, as well as rebound in oil prices. The benchmark index, the ASX 200, was up by 0.94% by lunch. The index opened higher today, tracking overnight gains in the US. On Wall Street, all three benchmarks closed higher on Tuesday, as strong quarterly earnings lifted investors' risk appetite. Traders ignored inflation and supply concerns as quarterly results boosted their mood. The S&P 500 ended 0.74% higher. The Dow Jones rose 0.56%. The Nasdaq Composite also settled by 0.71%. Back home on the sectoral front, all the 11 sectoral indices were trading higher, led by technology and consumer staple sectors. The tech sector was the biggest gainer, rising by 1.3%, tracking the overnight rise in its US counterpart, the Nasdaq. The tech sector was followed by consumer staples, which rose 1%, among others. Telecom, healthcare, utilities, consumer discretionary, industrial and financial also traded higher. The energy sector was the weakest gainer, trading higher by 0.25%. The Brent crude price also rose by 0.9% to $85.08 a barrel. And on the COVID-19 front, New South Wales reported 283 locally acquired cases and 7 deaths in the past 24 hours. The state government has announced a 530 million Aussie dollar package to boost the pandemic-hit tourism industry. The New South Wales government will provide every person in the state with a $50 voucher to spend on tourism and accommodation. Meanwhile, Victoria recorded 1,841 new infections and 12 more deaths on Wednesday. The state saw its daily cases dipping below 2,000 for the fifth straight day as it views a move out of lockdown. Under the latest easing of restrictions from 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, up to 20 people will be allowed indoors at pubs, clubs and entertainment venues. Time now for a very short break before we turn our focus squarely on today's top gainers and losers in terms of their stock price. Tune in to get the latest information.
Whether it's about market movements or the currency graph,
sectoral coverage or industry news,
we cover it all on our news segments.
Be on top of the latest news
with Kalkine TV.
Welcome back to Kalkine TV. I'm James Preston and this is the Mid-Market Pulse. Let's now turn our attention to today's top gainers and losers by the mid-session trade. The top gainer on the ASX pack was online retailer Kogan.com, which rose by 5.1% come lunchtime. Some of the other notable gainers were energy firm Worley, tech business Kogan, infant milk business A2 Milk and auto parts retailer Bapcor. On the flip side, coal miner Whitehaven Coal was the worst performer, losing 5.8%. Some of the other top losers were oil producer Beach Energy, travel business Flight Centre Travel Group and wagering business Tabcorp along with Star Entertainment Group. In terms of headline makers, online retailer Kogan informed its shareholders that it has achieved strong growth during the first quarter of the 2022 financial year, driven by accelerating growth in Kogan's first memberships, optimised inventory position, strong growth in Kogan Marketplace and also Mighty Ape. Shares of online retailer Kogan.com rallied 6.5% by lunchtime after it issued a business update for its September quarter. Next up, and shares of Bapcor extended their rally for the second day and rose over 6% after the auto parts retailer released its business update at its annual general meeting. The company reaffirmed its 2022 financial year earnings guidance in line with what was achieved in the 2021 fiscal year. The retailer said it has started the 2022 financial year on a very positive note, with flat revenue growth in lockdown hit September quarters despite the negative impact of COVID-19 curbs on its stores. Shares of BHP Group also rose over 2% after the world's biggest miner offered revised bids to Canadian miner Noront Resources. The iron ore miner has raised its all-cash offer for Noront Resources to 75 Canadian cents or 81 Australian cents per share, topping Andrew Forrest's Wilo Metals bid of 70 Canadian cents per share. Shifting the focus now to the mining space, and shares of De Grey Mining have entered a trading halt pending an announcement related to fundraising. The Western Australian gold explorer has proposed to raise 125 million Aussie dollars via institutional placements to complete its Malina gold project pre-feasibility study. The capital will also be used to extend existing resources and conduct exploration drilling. Shares of Beach Energy dropped over 4% after the oil producer reported a fall in revenue during the September quarter. The first quarter revenue dropped 8% due to lower production volumes. The oil production company also fell by 4% compared to the prior quarter. This was due to natural field decline across its Western Flank oil and Bass gas assets, and planned and unplanned downtime within the Perth and Taranaki basins. And lastly, shares of Super Retail Group climbed 2.5% after posting a growth in online sales. Its online sales jumped by a whopping 96% during the September quarter. The company said that the lockdowns have adversely affected trade in the first 16 weeks of the new financial year, with its Macpac brand taking the biggest hit. Alright, well that's a wrap for the Mid-Market Pulse. Keep watching Kalkine TV for more trending market updates from Australia and across the globe. I'm James Preston reporting for Kalkine.